Good morning, class. How are you? I hope you have been keeping safe and healthy. Now, let us go ahead with the story. Up till now, we saw that the little boy has found a secluded place behind the screen in the ballroom, and there he decides to train his mice. Now, to train his mice, he had brought along a piece of string and he had brought some cake in his pocket. What was he going to teach them? To walk on tightrope. Now he's going to tell us how to train the mice. Now here's what you do. You stretch the string tight between your two hands, but you start by keeping it very short. Initially, in the beginning, you will keep the length of the string or the rope very short, only about 3 inches. You put the mouse on your right hand and a little piece of cake on your left hand. The mouse is therefore only 3 inches away from the cake. It can see why? It can see the cake and it can smell the cake. So it just doesn't have to go far along the rope to get to the cake. Now he can see it and he can smell it. His whiskers twitch with excitement. Twitch means go up and down with excitement. He can almost reach the cake by leaning forward, but not quite. There's only, when we are leaning forward, there's only a particular distance that we can lean. Because if we'll try to lean much more than that, then what will happen? We'll fall flat on our face. So same goes for the animals also. To reach forward, then you have to use your feet to move forward. He only has to take 2 steps along the string to reach this tasty morsel. Tasty morsel, that tasty piece of cake. He ventures forward, moves forwards. One paw on the string, then the other. So, the smell of the cake, and because the mice must be hungry, the mice will never forego a treat. So, that greed is also there, and then the mouse begins to keep one paw in front of the other. If the mouse has a good sense of balance, and most of them do, he will get across easily. You must have seen squirrels running up and down. So squirrels and mice, they all belong to the rodent family and they have a good sense of balance. I started with William. He walked the string without a moment's hesitation. So William was far more courageous. So without any hesitation, he crossed that piece of string which was just stretched for 3 inches. He walked the string without a moment's hesitation. I let him have a quick nibble of the cake just to whet his appetite. Now quick nibble means a short small bite, not short, small bite of the cake. Just to whet his appetite means excite or develop. Appetite is hunger for that particular thing. Then I put him back on my right hand. So now again he has brought him back to the right hand. This time I lengthened the string. I made it about 6 inches long. So in the next attempt he has stretched the string to 6 inches. William knew what to do now. With superb balance, with terrific balance, he walked step by step along the string until he reached the cake. He was rewarded with another nibble. So when you are training animals, children, you must have seen, if you have seen any documentaries or films on how to train animals, then whenever they do something which you have told them to do, you reward them with something. You cannot tell them very good, yes you say, but then the reward has to be something concrete. So you give them their favorite treat. He was rewarded with another nibble. Nibble of what? Another small bite of the cake. Quite soon William was walking a 24-inch tightrope. So from 3 he has quickly proceeded to walk how long a distance of 24-inch tightrope, or rather tight string, from one hand to the other to reach the cake. He was enjoying himself tremendously. Tremendously means a lot. I was careful to hold the string near the carpet so that if he did lose balance, he wouldn't have far to fall. So William, this little boy, was very careful. He didn't want to hurt his mice while he was training them. So he made sure that he did not when he was holding the string, it was very close to the floor or the carpet. But he never fell. William was obviously a natural acrobat, a great tightrope walking mouse. An acrobat, a person who performs tricks on the trapezium or on swings. So this person, so William also, according to the boy, was a natural. He was, all these performing tricks and all came naturally to him. Now it was Mary's turn. I put William on the carpet beside me and rewarded him with some extra crumbs and a currant. So some more pieces of the cake he gave him. Then I started going through the same routine all over again with Mary. What was the same routine, children? The little boy, he held the string in his hands, and what was the first distance? 3 inch, and he kept it close to the floor so that the mice doesn't fall. And then slowly he kept on increasing the distance or the length of the rope. Routine all over again with Mary. My blinding ambition. Over here, what is the blinding ambition? Extreme goal. What did he want to become? He wanted to become a mouse trainer or a mice trainer. You see, my dream of dreams was to become one day the owner of a white mouse circus. Why owner of a white mouse circus? Because he owned 2 white mice and he was teaching them to perform tricks. I would have a small stage with red curtains in front of it, and when the curtains were drawn apart, the audience would see my world-famous performing mice walking on tight-ropes, swinging from trapezes, turning somersaults in the air, bouncing on trampolines, and all the rest of it. Trampoline, you know, children, it's a piece of cloth which is stretchy, and when you bounce on it, it is circular and it is stretched tightly and held on ropes, and it is on kind of a framework. So when you jump on it, you jump high, and so children enjoy this. I would have white mice riding on white rats, and the rats would gallop furiously round and round the stage. Gallop means run, like the horses do. Now children, this boy, he is just a small child, and like children dream, children are full of dreams, so was this boy full of dreams. He had goals and he loved his pets a lot, so he wanted to perform something, do something great with them. I was beginning to picture myself traveling first class all over the globe with my famous white mouse circus and performing before all the crowned heads of Europe. So this was his dream. His grandmother has already gifted him a couple of mice, and he had already trained one mice to walk on the tightrope, and he was beginning to do the same with the other one, who was named Mary. And in the at the end of the story, the author has shared the boy's dreams with us. So we cannot say, children, who are we to judge that the boy's dream was nothing important to him? It was something very important, and each of us, we all have dreams, and they are important to us. When we are children, we have other dreams. When we grow up, then maybe we keep on working those dreams. We think of doing this and that. So my advice is that you should never let go of your dreams. It is what makes life beautiful. Now with this we come to the end of the story. Now I want you to write down the word meanings, all the word meanings in your notebook, fair notebook, and learn them along with the spellings. The written work I will upload later on. Now in your book itself you will do working with words, which is on page number 73. You will do question number 2. Which other colors are used to describe people's feelings or moods? So when you are afraid, you would go purple, or purple and mauve are synonyms for the same color. When you are angry, then you go red in face. Rage is again anger, form of anger. Then also you go red. When you are sad, you feel blue. When you are sick, Either your pallor is grey or you turn white. And you turn green with envy. Now, these I have already written over there, so I want you to write these in your book, textbook itself. No need to do it in the notebook. Then coming to exercise number 4. Here are some words used by the author to describe movement. Try to find them in the passage. Use the words in interesting sentences of your own. So, if you can, then please make sure you make these sentences, whether in your textbook, no, you don't have space here, do it in your rough notebooks, but these words should be underlined in the book. Read through the story again. I don't think I have made you underline each and all. Some I have left for you, so make sure you find those words and underline them as well. Then I want you to do exercise number 5. In your textbook itself, you have to look up the meanings of these words and write down the meanings in the textbook itself. So in the next class, I will do pronouns over here, which is again on page number 73, and I'll ask you to do the exercises on your own. Till that time, stay safe and stay healthy. Now children, one more thing before I end this video is, you know what a pronoun is. A pronoun is a word which stands in place of a noun. With the use of pronouns, we do not have to repeat the names of people, places or things we have already used in sentences. Jaya looked at Mohan and then Jaya asked Mohan for a pencil. So it can be written like Jaya looked at Mohan and then she asked him for a pencil. Now, this you have already been taught so many times. Let us quickly go through it. We can write this. See, this we have already done. Now notice that instead of repeating the names, pronouns are used. There are various kinds of pronouns. Today we will look at personal pronouns. There are singular or plural. These are singular or plural and are said to have 3 persons. The first person, second person and third person. The first person is the one who is speaking. The second person is the person being spoken to, and the third person is the person being spoken about. Now, in singular, let us quickly see what it is. First person is I. Second person is you. I will be me, you, him, her. You. Third person, he, him, she, her, it. Now in plural, in first person, we is us. Second person, you is you. The form will not change, whether it is singular or plural. Now third person, they will become them. So this table you need to remember by heart. And I want you to do this exercise in the textbook only. You will write here only, you will just on top of the words which are underlined, you will write the correct pronoun. The way it is written, the man, so on top of the man you will write he, and the rose bush, so you will write here. So this is not very difficult. This you can do easily. Then see if you can do this exercise on page 74, word association. This we will take up in the next video. Till that time, stay safe. Thank you.